Okay, now we're on Module 3 for Word, SAM Project A. I already have the instructions downloaded. I have a starter document, but you can see I also have a support file. So I'm going to download that support file. And it's a header. And I'm just going to save this. Oh, I need to enable saving. And I'm going to put it, like I've done with all my other ones, in the folder on the desktop for my summer class. And just hit save. I'm going to close that now. And now I'm going to open up the starter file. And here's my starter file. I'm going to enable content. And the first thing I need to do is save it. So I'm going to go to File and Save As. And I'm going to change that one to a 2. Should have your name in it. And as always, I'm going to check my footer to make sure that my name is in the footer. That makes sure that I am working on the correct folder. So now I'm going to do some changes to this information sheet for innovations in biotechnology. So the first thing I need to do is insert the missing letterhead picture. So it wants me to copy the letterhead picture from the other document that I just had. So I'm going to go to File, Open. Here's my support letterhead. And it wants me to copy this. So I'm going to right-click on it and copy. Go back to my letter here, the very top. Right-click and paste with the picture to put it in here. Then in this dot line right below it, I'm going to insert the current date, which for me today is June 1st, 2020. Now on page 2, I'm going to format the picture of the Advantia Biotech. So right here you can see I've got some problems here. I'm going to rotate the picture. So that Advantia Biotech is at the bottom. And then I'm going to change the position so that it's at the top right with square text wrapping. I'm going to use my format painter to copy the formatting from the paragraph. Sorry, I have a brand new kitten who is trying to help me do everything today. So let me see if I can get her busy. Okay. I'm going to use the format painter to copy the formatting from the paragraph 7th annual conference right here to the paragraph hosted by Biotech. So I'm going to highlight it. Then use my format painter. And I'm going to select the hosted by Advantia Biotech. Where it says insert bullet, I'm going to highlight that. And I want the filled circle symbol like I used in my last one. So I'm going to go to Insert. Here's my symbol. And since I've already used it once, it's going to come right up here in my box for me. So I'm going to just click on that. I'm going to change the font size of the paragraph Conference Highlights. So I'm going to highlight that, make it 16 point. So I'm going to go to the Home tab, change that to 16. I'm going to clear all of the formatting here in this paragraph. I'll come up here to my font and the A with a little eraser on it to clear all formatting. Then I'm going to change some things on this picture. I'm going to apply the brightness plus 40, contrast plus 20 correction. So I'm going to select the picture, come up here to picture format. I got my corrections over here. I want it to be the, let me look again, plus 40. Plus 40 plus 20. Here, just to make it a little more eligible. And I'm going to add some alt text to this picture. People attending the 2020 conference. Oops. Don't want it down there. I want to select the picture and I want it up in this alt text box. And I can close that box. Let's see, on page 3 here, I'm going to add a smart art in the blanks, in the blank paragraph after the conference program. So right here. And I'm going to go to Insert Smart Art. And this tells us it's in the matrix. And I want the basic matrix. And the first one, I want testing. And in the upper right, I want material. Oh, wait a minute, I want 2. Okay, I want 1 space testing. Then I want, in the upper right, I want 2 space material. And the next one I want 3 enter medical. I don't want spaces here, I want enters. And then I want 4 enter energy. I'm going to change the colors to the gradient range accent 1. And I want the smart art style to be the subtle effect. Let's see if I can find my place again. Ready for number 11. I want to set the tab stop at 6 inches with right alignment and leader option 2 for the paragraph days 1 and 2. So right here, I'm going to go to the paragraph option, tabs. I want to set a tab stop at the 6-inch mark. I want it to be right and the dot leader, which is 2, set, OK. And I want to complete this table so it looks like the next table. So I'm going to insert a row at the end of the table. So I'm going to come up here to table layout, insert below, and I'm going to put energy research 4. And I want to, under the table design, I want the grid table 4 accent 1 to the whole table. Okay, now over here on page 4, I want to add a border to the heading paragraph Dallas City Attractions to separate it from the rest of the border. So I'm going to apply a top border to the paragraph. So up here is my paragraph button. I want borders and shading. Let's see, let me hit my back button here. I'm going to click on this little downward arrow there. I'm going to come down here to borders and shading. I want dashed, which is the third option here. I'm going to change the color to turquoise accent 1, darker 25%. I'm going to change the width to 1.5. And I only want it to be on the top. So I'm going to get rid of all these other ones and say OK. Now this picture, as you can see, is backwards, so we're going to flip it so we can see it. So I'm going to go to the picture, select it, go to the Picture Format tab, rotate it and flip. I want to change the text wrapping to tight. And I want to recolor the picture to turquoise accent 1 color light. So there we go. Now in the blank paragraph after, we're going to insert a table. So I'm going to go to Insert, Table, and we want 2 columns and 4 rows. So 2 by 4. And then we're going to put the information in from our text. And we're going to format the Submit Abstract shape down here. I'm going to change the shape style. So once I select it, I'm going to go to Shape Format. I want the shape style Moderate Effect Red Accent 6. And the shape effect, I want the tight reflection touching. Shape, so that they match but still look a little bit different. And then I need to insert another shape. So I'm going to the right of the submit abstracts. I'm going to insert a rectangle, so insert a shape. I want a rectangle with rounded corners. You can see my box has changed. It's going to type one in there. I'm going to type in brochure. And under my shape format, I'm going to resize it to a height of 0.6 and a width of 1.1. I'm going to position it using the absolute horizontal position of 2.9. So I'm going to position, I've got more layout options here. I want the absolute position 2.9 to the right of the column and an absolute vertical position of 0.03 below the paragraph. I'm going to use the Format Painter, so I'm going to come over here and select the first one, go up to Format Painter, and then click on the edge of the last one so that they match. I'm going to check the spelling and grammar and make all changes, but I'm going to ignore the names. I'm going to save it, close it, close this one, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to submit it for grading. I just didn't get it into the folder. 19.3a, open, got my check mark, submit, and view my report. And I got 100 out of 100. So good luck with your document. And if you need to, if you don't get 100 out of 100, remember you can check the instructions to see what you did wrong and then resubmit it for a higher grade.